at Mineola Bicycle in the town of North Hempstead. Well, we're going to learn about bicycle safety and all the different types of bicycles that Mineola Bicycle has to offer, and a whole lot more, right here on Business Buzz. So we're here at Mineola Bicycle, and I'm standing here with Barry. Hi Barry, how are you?
I'm terrific, how are you?
I'm great. So we're here because we wanted to talk a little bit about your establishment and the history, some bicycle safety, and then I understand that perhaps you're going to fit me for a bicycle.
Yeah, I'd love to show you how we do that process.
So tell me a little bit about the history here of Mineola Bicycle.
Sure. Well, working here, I'm third generation, but we do have down to fourth generation now that are employed here. The store started back in 1935, just a quarter-mile down the road in a corner shop on Jericho and Mineola Boulevard.
1935, very long time.
Yeah, and then we moved over here in 1958 to a much bigger store, you know, vastly bigger inventory, and have been here ever since.
Okay, so you've been a long-time business within the town of North Hempstead. Do you attract people from outside the boundaries of North Hempstead?
Because we've been here so long, we do draw clientele from pretty far out. You know, they'll come in here with their grandchildren and say that they bought their own first bikes here, which we love hearing that. And you know, they kind of see it as a tradition. If I'm going to get a bicycle, I got to go to Mineola Bike.
So how young do you think is an appropriate age for a child to start learning how to ride a bicycle?
Well, typically 3 years old is like the most common age that kids get on a real bicycle. You know, one still with training wheels, right. But we do offer tricycles for as young as 1 year old.
Wow, that's great. What would you suggest for me?
Well, that depends. If you wanted just something, you know, fairly basic, you know, there's something like this here. Again, it's a one-size-fits-all type of thing.
Okay.
As you go into the higher-end helmets, they get even more customizable for fit. So instead of just a one-size-fits-all, they come small, medium, and large, so that the shell of the helmet kind of matches the head size, so you don't have this big mushroom, you know, sitting on your head. So basically, when you're going to fit a helmet, you open up the dial all the way.
All right, here we go.
Fit it down over the head.
Perfect fit.
First thing we do is we start dialing that down.
Oh, and it's getting snug on me.
Yep.
Okay.
And make sure it's nice and snug.
Yep.
This obviously is too big. We're going to take out some of the slack. And this is a common question too, is how tight do I make this strap? Typically you have about a finger space between the chin and the strap. And one way that you can check it to make sure that it is tight enough is when you open your mouth all the way, that's when it should be tight. So that it shouldn't be super tight where you can't open your mouth.
Okay, and it should not sit far back. This is great.
Correct.
This is great.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go fit me for a bike.
So this here is called an archometer, and arch support is very important when it comes to cycling. Not only is it important for efficiency on the bike, you know, whenever your arch collapses on the pedal, but it's also very important to reduce injury to the knees.
Okay.
As the arch collapses on your pedal stroke, it's something that throws the knee in as you're pedaling up and down. And we want the knees to be aligned very straight up and down throughout the entire pedal stroke. You could actually stand right on there for me. And what you're standing on right now is actually heat censored. So in just a few seconds, I'm going to have you step off of that, and we'll be able to see where your foot makes contact to this board, and we'll see exactly how much arch support you would need inside your shoes.
This is so cool.
Okay, you can remove your feet.
My feet.
And you can see you have a medium arch height, or what we would call a medium arch height. So if you were purchasing a pair of cycling shoes, it would be best to remove the footbeds that come in those shoes, and we have arch height specific footbeds that will provide you the proper arch support in those shoes.
This is amazing. I know that you also provide, as a free service to your customers, a bike riding club, which I was invited to do 30 miles. A little long for me, but can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, and we do have shorter rides as well. So yeah, Mineola Bicycle Club offers group rides on the weekends, 8 a.m. Saturdays and Sundays. We actually have 4 different levels of rides that go out, varying in elevation, varying in distance, varying in speed. And yeah, we have leaders that lead those rides out, and we'll take you on a great ride. And we also have an introductory ride Sundays at 11, slightly slower pace. We do ask that you have a road bike though, because mountain bikes trying to keep up with the road bike is pretty hard to do.
I'm scared.
Let's talk about choosing the right size saddle.
Okay.
Okay. When you're sitting on a saddle, You should be sitting on your sit bones, which are your ischial tuberosities, but the easy name for them are your sit bones. Everybody has different width sit bones. And if you're on a saddle that's too narrow, and these sit bones are sitting off the edge of that saddle.
Is this your butt? Is this really
This was taking a mold from my body, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
No. So if you're on a saddle that's too narrow and your sit bones are off the edge of the saddle, as you lean forward to grab those handlebars, that saddle, if it's not the correct size, is going to put a lot of extra pressure on all that soft tissue and the perineum.
The sit bones are really the bones in your butt?
Yeah, the 2 bones in your butt.
Okay.
And I actually have something to measure that as well.
Oh, God, we don't want to do that with mine.
This is a mountain bike. It's a full suspension mountain bike, which means it has suspension in the front and suspension in the rear. So the beach cruiser is a category that's pretty fascinating. Now we're selling a lot more to teens. It's really grown in popularity. I think part of it is just the style of the bike. They come in fun colors, they put baskets on them, fun bells on them. A very popular category for us is the comfort hybrid. The tire is not as wide as a mountain bike tire, but it's not as skinny as a road bike tire. So you kind of get the benefits of both. Average child about 11 years old, this would be an appropriate size for them.
Great.
It's a recreational bike, all-terrain, so it's still a mountain bike sized tire, but it's not as super aggressive as those, so it's really just an all-around bike. This is your road bike. What makes it a road bike are the tires. They're narrow, very low rolling resistance, so very efficient. You push down on these pedals and the bike goes. This is what we call a fitness hybrid. It's significantly lighter than the others, and it's just a little bit narrower than the other hybrid bikes, but still wider than a road bike. So why don't we take out this one for you?
Great, let's go.
All right.
So in terms of the cost of a first-time cyclist, bicycle rider, you know, what's the average cost of a bicycle, and then what's the range that you have here?
Yeah, so I'd say the average cost is somewhere around $500. In something like this category here, they start as low as about $330.
Okay.
The top end of that bike is about $10,000 we actually have bikes for as
Wow.
well. So it is a huge spectrum, you know, whether it's somebody that is racing competitively, that really wants that high-end bike to get that competitive edge, or somebody that's just doing it for enjoyment. We really have bikes for everybody.
Okay, so the prices for some of the children's bicycles, what do they range from?
So usually like the 16-inch bicycles, which are like really the starter bikes for kids between 3 and 6, they usually go for around $175 to $200. You know, they come with the training wheels, and like I said, they take the child from 3 years old all the way up to 6.
Can you name a couple of the things that every parent should be aware of and should look for before their child gets on the bike?
Sure. Number one is that they have a properly fitting helmet. You know, that's first and foremost most important thing. Anytime their child is going to get on a bicycle, a scooter, a trike, make sure they know to put that helmet on. This way they'll start, you know, making that connection between helmet and bike, so it's not even a second thought.
All right, so shall we go riding?
Let's go riding.